Here's a slightly shorter, still smooth and continuous version. 3 weeks. Just 3 weeks, yet that brief moment was enough to pull back the velvet curtain, hiding a truth no one expected. It makes you wonder, do you believe in destiny quietly guiding people together, or in carefully crafted plans shaping everything behind the scenes? Today, we're stepping into the pages of one man's private diary, a prince who truly believed he had walked into a real-life fairy tale. But as we follow his words, it becomes clear that behind the magic he felt, something far more complicated was starting to unfold. But then, because of one small, ordinary detail that everyone else overlooked, he realized he wasn't chosen at all, he had been targeted. In that moment, his whole world fell apart. Could the love he believed in actually be nothing more than a perfectly staged performance? Let's explore this story together. And remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a comment to share what you think. It all began with a single photograph, a picture taken in Croatia. Harry couldn't explain why it consumed his thoughts the way it did. 3 weeks had already passed since the images from that luxurious yacht trip blew up across social media. By now, he should have been used to his wife being the center of attention. But something inside him pushed back a quiet instinct, a whisper buried deep in his subconscious that just wouldn't let go. And so he sat there, staring at the pale blue glow of his computer screen, unable to shake the feeling that something about that photo wasn't as simple as it seemed. A navy blue canvas bag. It wasn't Hermes, and it wasn't Chanel. Nothing designer, nothing extravagant. But the golden embroidered letters on the front stopped Harry cold, hitting him like an iceberg. Soho House. His stomach tightened. Why Soho House? He knew that name everyone in high society did. This wasn't just some casual tote for personal belongings. It meant something. Something specific. Something he couldn't ignore. Innocence began to crack. He already knew he wouldn't be sleeping that night. Opening a new incognito tab, he felt his finger tremble as he typed 3 words he had never dared to place side by side before. Soho House, Marcus Anderson, Meghan Markle. He hit enter, and the moment the results appeared, a cold shiver ran down his spine. Link after link, image after image, article after article, an endless stream of information filled the screen, and none of it felt accidental. In Harry's mind, Marcus Anderson had always been cast in a very likable light. A quirky guy from Toronto with a sharp sense of style, a constant smile, and the knack for bringing energy to any room. Harry had once considered Marcus a close friend, even an ally, a brother of sorts, someone who always knew exactly when to step in, whether it was rescuing Meghan from a crowd or arranging the most private, intimate dinner tables just for them. Zoom in, zoom out, stare, step away for a sip of water, then return, hoping the screen would finally reveal its secret. It felt as if the pixels themselves were hiding something, daring him to uncover it. Late one night, when fatigue dulled his reason but sharpened his senses, his eyes landed on a small, easily overlooked detail in the corner of the photo. On the glossy deck of the yacht, carelessly pushed aside, lay a tiny, unassuming object so ordinary that anyone else would have missed it. Yet to Harry, it held an undeniable significance. What if Marcus was her project manager? And if that were true, then Harry hadn't been chosen as a husband out of love at all. He had been the target of an elaborate plan. The thought cut through Harry's pride, tearing at the self-worth of a man, a prince. He clicked frantically, unable to stop, trapped in a spiral of panic. 6 hours passed in silence, broken only by the hum of his computer. Outside, the sky shifted into the dull gray of dawn, but inside Harry, there was nothing, only complete, suffocating darkness. Harry had trusted this man. He had welcomed Marcus into his inner circle without a second thought. But the screen before him tonight was telling a very different story, a far darker one. What he uncovered wasn't the profile of a harmless, enthusiastic social acquaintance. It was the profile of a powerful ghost. Determined to dig deeper, Harry began his digital excavation, scouring long-forgotten social blogs from as far back as 2010, and using data recovery tools to pull up cached versions of pages that should have been lost to time. Harry felt the blood in his veins turn to ice. He felt utterly foolish, a complete fool. Memories began to replay in his mind like a horror film on loop. He remembered the wedding of the century. Where had Marcus been seated? The front row, in the honorary spot reserved for the closest family. He remembered those secret dates in London, when he thought he had escaped the world. Marcus was always there, lurking in some corner, smiling and nodding. He remembered the trips to Toronto, too, each one now tinged with a sense of betrayal he hadn't been able to see at the time. He uncovered old interviews in local magazines, pieces Marcus had clearly tried to scrub from the internet. He followed broken links like a detective chasing down a missing alibi, desperate to make sense of everything. And the deeper he dug, the more the truth began to reveal itself. Independent sources from Toronto to London all pointed in the same direction. Marcus Anderson wasn't just a global consultant for Soho House. He was an access broker, someone who opened doors, managed connections, and curated the people allowed into certain circles. He wanted to shut the computer, run upstairs, wake Meghan, and beg her to tell him it was all a misunderstanding, that he was simply overwhelmed by the media pressure and imagining things. He wanted to hold on to that last fragile bit of hope, but it shattered the moment his eyes fell on the phone lying on the table. He needed confirmation from someone on the outside, someone who understood Marcus's game better than anyone else. With trembling hands, Harry reached for the phone. Old articles, ones written long before she became widely known, described this man in careful, almost coded language. They called him the gatekeeper. His real work wasn't managing properties or running hospitality groups. His currency was relationships. He specialized in finding and connecting striking, highly ambitious women, those without established social footing, with powerful, wealthy men who were often lonely, bored, or simply searching for something new. When the other end of the line finally picked up, his voice came out soft and hoarse, barely more than a desperate whisper. "I need to ask you about him, about the gatekeeper." A long silence followed, so long he thought the call had dropped. Then a heavy sigh drifted through the speaker, thick with hesitation. For the next 40 minutes, he sat completely still, like a statue, listening to a truth he was never supposed to hear. His friend spoke quietly, choosing each word with care. "Listen, the gatekeeper doesn't just have a social circle. This wasn't just a simple accessory, it was a quiet power emblem. That yacht wasn't owned by some random wealthy stranger. It belonged to someone tied to an exclusive, invitation-only circle." Suddenly, memories came rushing back. She had been moving in that world long before he ever met her. It was where she felt at home, where every room, every private dinner, every whispered conversation over a cocktail carried the weight of influence and connection. What he had once believed was a fateful coincidence, the night they crossed paths now, under the revealing light of that small bag, felt unsettlingly intentional. A line from an old lifestyle magazine stopped him cold, making him lean back in his chair as his heart slammed against his ribs. He doesn't attend the parties, he designs them. He's never drunk, he's always watching. His job is to make sure the right people just happen to cross paths at the perfect moment, in the exact place he's already mapped out. The words felt like a punch, each sentence peeling back another layer of a world he had never truly understood. He teaches them how to speak in a way that draws attention from influential men, how to walk into a room full of billionaires without feeling out of place, He brings them to exclusive spots like Soho House, hands them access, and introduces them to people who can open major doors. Harry listened, his hand tightening around the phone until his knuckles turned white. And Harry, his friend's voice dropped even lower. Marcus even knows their personal schedules. He cross-checked the timelines, digging through old photos from Toronto's high society events. In one shot, Meghan was at event A, and Marcus was there too. A week later, she met VIP B, and Marcus appeared in the background of that photo as well. The coincidences were so unreal that once or twice could have been random, but seeing it happen dozens of times over 5 years looked more like a pattern. Harry didn't want to accept it, and every part of him pushed back against the thought. Marcus's entire way of operating suddenly became clear. He was the one who connected struggling B-list actresses with influential Hollywood producers, matched unknown models with Silicon Valley tech billionaires, and, most importantly, acted as the bridge that helped ambitious newcomers slip into long-established elite circles, places where money alone couldn't buy a way in. How could she afford that lifestyle? Business-class flights across Europe, the priciest designer outfits, Soho House memberships in multiple cities, London, Toronto, Los Angeles, Istanbul, and long stretches spent in 5-star hotels. Harry reached out to another source, someone still working in the accounting side of the Soho House Toronto system. After a few quiet, carefully worded exchanges, the answer he received hit him like a bucket of cold water thrown straight in his face. He knew this call would shatter whatever fragile peace he'd been trying to hold on to. It was very late, the house completely silent, with Meghan and the kids fast asleep. In the dim darkness of his study, Harry dialed the number of someone he hadn't reached out to in years, a former senior member of Soho House London, a seasoned figure who understood the shadowy corners of high society and had a reputation for never speaking anything but the truth. He runs something we insiders call the training school. Training school? Harry repeated, his voice unsteady. Yes, not a place with blackboards and chalk. It's training and access. Marcus looks for ambitious women, those who want to move up in the social world but don't know how, and he trains them. His friend went on, each word landing in Harry's mind like a nail. He teaches them how to dress in quiet luxury, how to speak in a way that draws the attention of powerful men. He knows where the prince will be, where the film producers are dining, and he uses that information to create so-called chance encounters. That's the strategy, and it's almost flawless. Harry stared at the blank wall as the scattered pieces in his mind began snapping into place, forming a disturbing picture. In 2013, Marcus showed up at the polo matches Harry attended. In 2014, Marcus appeared at charity events in London. Always there, always watching, always waiting for the perfect moment. If you think there are still hidden secrets behind this story, go ahead and comment one below. If you're not quite convinced yet, comment 0 instead. We'd love to hear what you think. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our latest uploads. Every single subscription and like you give is the motivation we need to keep bringing you even more incredible and fascinating stories. Marcus was always the driver, the one making reservations, pouring the wine, always there, always nearby. The whispered conversations with Meghan, which Harry had once dismissed as casual chatter, now felt heavier, charged with a hidden meaning he could no longer ignore. He finally acknowledged the uneasy sense he had long tried to push aside, that Marcus was constantly monitoring everything, not to protect them, but to keep the script on track. Then a brutal thought cut through his mind, sharp as a scalpel. What if Marcus wasn't just a friend of Meghan's, but something far more deliberate and controlling than he had ever imagined? And the final words from his old friend made Harry feel queasy. Marcus doesn't just introduce people to you, Harry. He positions them on your path. When romance fades, financial doubts have a way of creeping in and growing louder. Harry was a practical man. He knew exactly what a mid-tier cable TV actor earned, and he had a clear picture of Meghan's financial situation before they got married. As he weighed it all carefully in his mind, considering every detail and every pattern he had noticed over the years, the scale tipped sharply, almost impossibly, to one side. Meghan's membership for 5 years wasn't discounted, wasn't some special artist rate. It was fully covered by a third party. When Harry pressed for the name of the sponsor, the source hesitated before speaking. Marcus. Marcus Anderson has business accounts set up to sponsor certain women. It's an investment, Harry. Someone invested in Meghan. Someone paid for her to go from an ordinary Hollywood girl to a global high society lady, ready to step into royal palaces.